Hello, everybody. I actually hit go live before I was even ready, so give me just a second. I'm putting in my earbud. But this morning, I guess it's not really morning anymore. Today, I'm going to be talking about upper limits and something called the upper limit problem. So, a couple weeks ago, I had gotten on and I actually did a two-parter on something called a healing crisis. But what happens when you break through your healing crisis, you're ready to up level, you recognize that you're starting to up level, and you notice also that you're starting to potentially self-sabotage yourself, or expanding that comfort zone isn't overly comfortable because it's unfamiliar. Then what do you do? So, first of all, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Hillary Wolf, and I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I work with individuals to help them find freedom in every aspect of their lives through the use of essential oils, business mentoring, and self-growth opportunities. So, upper limit level or upper limit problem. What the heck is an upper limit problem? What the heck is even an upper limit? An upper limit is something, it's kind of a term that has been coined by Gay Hendricks, and he wrote this amazing book that I totally love called The Big Leap, and it's all about having the power to move past what he calls your upper limits. So the upper limit problem, according to this author, is, and I'm going to read it because I want to make sure I get it right, is basically a problem that comes up when as individuals we have kind of an internal thermometer as to how much success, wealth, happiness, and love we will allow ourselves to experience. Well, and that whole allow is the biggest piece, right? Because if you think about it, we really do get to create our realities, and we get to create what we want to happen in our lives, whether or not it be conscious or unconscious. We are actually the creators of everything that we're experiencing. So what happens when we move through the healing crisis? So again, the healing crisis is kind of the detox point in moving forward and working towards your goals. That it's basically a physical detox process where you can come up with symptoms that literally basically present themselves as it gets worse before it gets better. But those can also actually manifest themselves or present themselves on an emotional level as well, or vice versa. So any emotions that are coming up with moving towards our goals may actually present themselves in a physical way, and vice versa. So we're dealing with potential physical situations or emotional situations that are, again, kind of presenting themselves or manifesting themselves as the literal form of it's going to get worse before it gets better. So, you know what a healing crisis is. You've reached for your oils, you've grabbed for oils to help with the emotional piece of hitting your goals and supporting you through that, and the physical piece of hitting your goals, and now you're consistently moving past that. You said, thanks for letting me know that I'm on the right track, body. But now, sorry, there's stuff flying through the air. But now you have really started to expand that comfort zone. Now that you've acknowledged that healing crisis, said thanks but no thanks, and continued to move past that, what happens when we hit that upper limit? So when it comes to upper limits, each and every one of us has an upper limit. Sorry, this hair is driving me bonkers. Each and every one of us have upper limits, and upper limits are basically, whether or not we're aware of them or conscious of them, they're basically a truth that we have incorporated into our being. We have incorporated as fact for ourselves. Now, somebody else down the line may not have the same upper limits that you do, but there's likely something that happened for you that is really, it's really kind of creating a ceiling for you. And you may not actually recognize it, but it's making it hard for you to move forward and really enjoy that new expanded comfort zone. And so these upper limits are things that we have implemented for ourselves, pretty much as safety nets. Not really nets. Again, I'm going to call it kind of a ceiling, because we're not falling into anything. We're trying to rise above. And for any of you who are really working towards the emotional piece of your success. What does it mean to expand your comfort zone? What does it mean to do something that's really uncomfy for yourself? With those upper limits that we have implemented for ourselves based on experiences that have happened in the past or truths that we've told ourselves, what is really holding us back? So anybody who's using essential oils to deal with that emotional piece, or using Reiki, or using the Miracle Morning, so meditation and journaling, and really starting to understand what it feels like to go through a healing crisis, and also really starting to recognize what is holding you back, then you can really start recognizing what it's going to take for you as an individual to move into that expanded comfort zone and feel uncomfortable and let that be okay. So with the upper limit problem, we've all got them, but this is an issue that may come up after we've gone through our detox and our healing crisis. Now we're expanding, now we're up leveling, which probably means that our personal energy is shifting even a slight bit. And I know this has been happening quite a bit for me. With that energy shift, you may start to physically feel uncomfortable. And I apologize, I'm outside because it's a beautiful day, so excuse the cars and the traffic noise. But what happens when we're starting to feel really good, and we're getting results in what we're trying to accomplish, whether or not it be personal goals or business goals? We are connecting with more people, we're getting more clients, whatever it may be for you, where your success is increasing and expanding, that may actually resonate physically in your physical being. So for me, when my upper limits come in, when I have actually started to move past my own personal healing crisis and moved into that expanded comfort zone, now all of a sudden I'm feeling like I'm high, and not in like I just smoked something to kind of calm myself down. No, it's like my physical body feels ramped up. I feel like I'm on crack cocaine. Not that I actually know what that feels like, but my entire body just kind of, I can almost tell the vibrational level of my actual body has changed. And I have more energy, and I have more ideas and more want to move forward. Well, that to me is kind of uncomfortable. And I know for myself that that's something that really prevents me from moving forward, because it's really uncomfortable for me to feel on and to feel like I'm succeeding and to feel like I am flowing quickly forward with everything that I'm trying to accomplish. That doesn't feel comfortable to me, but I feel like it should. But for me, that is my upper limit. That's what's stopping me. I don't like that feeling of that increased vibration. I don't like that feeling of succeeding. I don't like that feeling of quickly flowing into success. I, for some reason, have this idea that all of my success needs to come from challenge and from overcoming something. And so what I do, and what a lot of people do when they hit those upper limits, is without even recognizing that it is an upper limit, you may automatically start self-sabotaging yourself to take yourself back down a notch, back down to that comfortable comfort zone. For me, sorry, Katie's out here with me. For me, I don't want to feel that automatic rush towards success. And it comes for me once I've hit that healing crisis and started moving forward. And so my form of self-sabotage is drinking, so that I can totally tune out what I'm actually having to deal with. And then that's also taking my nervous system down. Or maybe I'm self-sabotaging by, personally, one of my favorite ways to self-sabotage is to throw a wrench into a project that I've been working really hard on. Maybe not show up for it. Maybe somehow get sick. Maybe cancel it, even though I had a whole bunch of people wanting to come to an event, just because that's too uncomfortable for me to feel so good about people validating what they're wanting to hear from me. They are wanting to hear from me. They're wanting to show up with me. And then my initial reaction is just to run and hide and hibernate almost and not show up. So when it comes to an upper limit problem, we all really want to move into that space where we are receiving everything that we're wanting. We are hitting all of our goals. What happens when we hit our goals and then we get to make new goals because we've already achieved those ones that we initially wanted to achieve? Oh my gosh, how cool would that be? But if we're dealing with our upper limits, our goals might be on the other side of that upper limit ceiling. So when I recognize for myself that I am up leveling, I'm shifting in my own personal vibration because I can feel it physically. My thoughts are shifting, my positivity is more there. I am not going to self-sabotage. For me, I can at least now recognize it, but I'm going to grab for a couple essential oils so that I'm not going to self-sabotage. I'm going to, at the same time, kind of take my nervous system down a notch, and then I get to keep moving forward. I get to keep moving past that upper limit ceiling, and I get to keep working on those goals, and I get to hit those goals and keep moving forward. So the essential oils that I'm going to grab for. So since I work with doTERRA, I use a blend on a daily basis called Balance. So Balance has one of its main components is blue tansy, and that is a wildflower in the chamomile family. And that blue tansy is actually emotionally the oil of inspired action. And with that blue tansy, not only is it going to help you keep focusing on those goals, but it's also going to take your entire nervous system down a notch. So you're going to feel like you can breathe a little bit better. You can feel like your muscles aren't really on the whole time, or when you're noticing maybe this physical manifestation of up-leveling. Really is going to take you down a notch. It's going to calm you down, but it's still going to help you move forward. On top of the Balance, I'm going to use a blend called Breathe, because if you think about how literally your emotions connect with your physical being, a lot of times when I'm up leveling, I have to take really deep breaths to make sure that I am staying grounded and I am staying focused. So that Breathe is emotionally and literally going to help me just keep taking those deep breaths, keep moving forward. And when I'm acknowledging the fact that I'm really consciously trying not to self-sabotage, for me, that takes a lot of deep breaths and a lot of conscious, even meditation, conscious meditation, and just being focused on the moment so that I'm not getting so outside of the moment that I can't connect with what I'm actually trying to accomplish, if that makes sense. So looking so forward that you can't connect with the right here, right now. That's why I use Breathe and Balance. But a couple other ones that I'm going to also reach for, especially for the diffuser, Copaiba. I've talked about Copaiba before, but that one is going to be the oil of unveiling. So that one can really help with upper limits, especially when you're trying to figure out why you might even have that upper limit. Journal about it, meditate on it, and then put Copaiba in the diffuser or smell it out of the bottle so that it can really help you kind of process any information or any hiccups that are making it so you can't move to the next level. Copaiba is also great with your nervous system. It starts, again, calming down that entire nervous system. So that's a really good one. If you have issues like I do when you're starting to feel like you're up leveling, so is your physical being. A couple other ones are going to be cypress and wild orange. So cypress is the oil of movement. When it comes to upper limits, we're going to want to keep moving forward. Don't let those keep you down. Don't let those define where you go. So that cypress, that oil of motion, is going to be a great one in the diffuser because it's going to help you keep moving forward. And then that wild orange is going to be your oil of abundance. So having everything you want without those upper limits in the way, that's going to be another really great one to put in the diffuser. With the cypress, those two smell really great together. And then any citrus is also going to boost your mood and it's going to calm you at the same time. So again, really great as you're up leveling to keep you grounded and calm. Hi, Jen. And then this last one is going to be On Guard. So if you know that you're going into a situation where if you've recognized what your upper limits are, where you are going to get maybe stopped or you're going to notice that kind of ceiling of that upper limit, a really great one to use preventatively is On Guard. So that is doTERRA's protective blend. And again, being really, really literal with our emotions versus our physical being. If you put On Guard directly over your belly button or somewhere on your torso, that is actually going to help protect you when you walk into a situation that you know might be uncomfortable or might put you maybe into that slightly expanded comfort zone, and yet it will still keep you grounded at the same time. So I'm going to give a real quick example. I mentor 5th graders, and right now we are working on their final project. Yes, Jen, you do have a ritual around that, and I totally love it, and I totally stole that from you. The On Guard basically makes you stay in your own lane, and I didn't use mine today because my daughter she's 11, she's in the 5th grade group that I'm mentoring, and we're working on their final project, and it's due this Friday. They are presenting as a group. Well, I have one kiddo in my group who totally triggered me, and I was having a really productive, really great Monday. And as soon as I got into my car, after I was done dealing with these 5th graders, all I wanted to do was badmouth this one kid the entire ride home. And before I left school, my daughter was really frustrated because she picks up on my energy really easily, and then she mirrors it almost to a T, which is kind of a bummer because if I'm frustrated and I let one kid trigger me, then everyone else is going to feel that energy from me. And here I am supposed to be the supportive piece of this 5th grade project that we're almost done with. Yay! But I let this one kid trigger me so badly that I had to come home and just slather all of my oils all over me, my balance, my breathe. And I had to put some new stuff. I know, right? I had to put some new stuff in the diffuser just so I could kind of sit down, breathe, and keep moving forward. And did you know I was totally ready to cancel a class that I'm teaching tonight just because this one kid triggered me? So that's what my upper limit looked like today. And I at least got to recognize it as an upper limit. Wait a minute. I've been really good about being consistent with my business. There's not a lot that has been able to get me down lately. And here I am moving to the next level with my success, with my business, with my own personal growth. And I let a 10-year-old or 11-year-old or whatever he is really, really trigger me. Now, whose upper limit is that? Is that his? Is that mine? That's most definitely mine. So I was at least able to acknowledge that and grab for my oils for that one. But when it comes to your success, it's all about you. It's not what other people are throwing on your plate. It's how you are handling it. And with your upper limit problem, grab for your oils. Grab for your essential oils. So I mentioned balance, copaiba, breathe, cypress, wild orange, and On Guard. And then the last one that I totally forgot was Forgive. Balance has this amazing blend called Forgive. And Forgive has thyme in it, and thyme is the oil of forgiveness. So that's obviously a main component. But that's the one in my family that helps us move through frustration or arguments or anything like that. So that was actually the first one I grabbed when I got home. So Forgive and thyme as that specific, the main contributing ingredient to Forgive is going to be a really, really great one when you're frustrated or you feel like you want to self-sabotage. Forgive whoever is making you want to self-sabotage, including you. It can be you that's just throwing wrenches in there for yourself. And just keep moving forward. Keep going, keep going. Don't let things get you down. Don't let things define your upper limits for you. They're probably ingrained in you somewhere, but just keep working through them. We all have them. And keep working for whatever you want in your life and your day and your week and your month. And I hope this was helpful for everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday. Don't get stopped by your upper limit just because it's Monday. Bye, guys. Have a great day.